you have to understand something, that people get pushed into these positions because where we've been going for the last 30 years. And and it's like we need to be honest. Like Netanyahu, for the first time in his life, is actually being honest, to be honest with you. And he said it. I am proud that I have blocked a Palestinian state, because his whole mission since the 1990s was to block a Palestinian state. And we've been hearing the version that, oh, there's no Palestinian partner for peace. Palestinians never wanted a two-state solution. They just want the destruction of Israel. And this is so absurd, because it is far from the truth. And I think that even today, if you ask a Palestinian, and he's in the land, I'm talking about the people who live in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, would you accept a two-state solution? I think, and again, it's the question. Two-state solution is loaded, because do you mean a two-state solution that's 10 pockets of land surrounded by Israeli settlements? Of course, they would say no. A two-state solution that has no control of its airspace, no control of its border, absolutely no security from Israeli aggressions, of course, they would say no. But if you say a two-state solution that recognizes a Palestinian state that's, integral, that has, like a good amount of land, and not, divided by checkpoints and borders, with, certain, security measures, of course, I think overwhelmingly there would be support for this. And even to the fact that they would compromise the right of return to most Palestinians to the lands in the 1948 areas. I really think that that's something that's still accepted by Palestinians overwhelmingly, much more than Israel. Where on the Israeli side, this whole thing, when you were questioning about what Zionism is, it's to Palestinians, Zionism is not just about Jewish self-determination. It's about Jewish supremacy. And let me tell you this, as a Palestinian with roots in Jerusalem, the worst feeling in the world is when I travel. As you know, I work in the United States, and I go, as much as I can back home to visit family, to go to my house. The worst feeling in the world is I'm treated like a foreigner. And this whole question of Palestinians that live in Israel have equal rights. No, we don't. We're literally told, be grateful that we granted you the right to live here. Be grateful that you have the fact that you can work here and be among us in our presence. And this notion that Palestinians live better in Israel than they do in Arab countries. Let me give you some news. Palestinians live good no matter where they live. We're very impressive people. What we did in South America, United States, in the Emirates, and even Jordan, Palestinian population tend to be more educated and more economically viable than any other people in the Middle East. So I do not grant this to Israel. I grant it to our determination and our hard work. So this notion that this supremacy is one of the key factors, because it's just basically kind of, I don't know, it kind of belittles it. When I'm looked at, to say, like, what are you doing here? To be told at the airport, what is the purpose of your travel? What are you talking about? I'm coming home. But this is not your home. Why don't you go to Tunisia? I've been told by Israelis to my face, go to Tunisia. Like, what the hell do I have to do with Tunisia? Go to 23 other Arab countries, And this is a mentality that I just find so prevalent among Israelis, that you're just an Arab. You can go live in Iraq, you can go live in Morocco, you can go live in any other country in the world. And I think that this is kind of a mindset that really they need to overcome. And then as far as UNRWA, it's not a government. UNRWA was tasked with giving aid to Palestinians in the refugee situation. So this whole thing that UNRWA failed, UNRWA hasn't failed. UNRWA has provided healthcare, education, and things like that to the Palestinian population. And it wasn't meant to be permanent. It wasn't meant to be a government. It was meant to aid Palestinians until the refugee situation became solved.